Okay, so a little update. I'm still in a mask and I just took off my heavy duty industrial strength gloves because I'm working on stripping the old finish on the stool. So I've got the fabric and the batting completely removed. I cleaned it with a green Scotch-Brite scrubby and TSP to get all of the dirt and grime off. And now I'm using my very favorite Minwax antique furniture refinisher. And I won't do a video of me doing it. It's just a lot of me sitting here and scrubbing with 000 steel wool, metal bristle brush. And I'm just gonna take this. I'm wearing a mask for sure. You should be either outside or wearing a mask. When you use this product, it's acetone based, and so it's got quite a potent smell. But what I'm going to be doing is just using it to strip off all of the original finish, and then I'll be back soon with an update. So I really did not prepare. I did not intend to do all of this today, but I got so excited working on this piece. I mean, look at, I know I have a dress on, for crying out loud. My hair is all crazy. But I just couldn't, once I started, I had to finish. So I have used the Minwax Antique Refinisher, and then I took a 000 steel wool that with just plain warm water and wiped it down. And now I'm taking a 120 grit sponging pad and just removing carefully any of the leftover finish. It's a long, painstaking process with these turned legs and the grooves. But I'm gonna work my way around, wipe it clean, then do the same thing with a finer grit with 220, and then I'll report back. Okay, so I have sanded with 120, wiped in between, sanded with 220 grit sandpaper, and now I am going to wipe it with mineral spirits. This will help to clean up any of the dust and debris that was left from sanding, and will help to clean remove, I should say, any of the finish that I missed, which surely I did. It's going to help to extract it from the wood grain. For my money, there's not much that's more satisfying than wiping a freshly sanded piece of wood with mineral spirits. Now I'm using the odorless kind. This is better for the environment. I actually think that the regular old-fashioned kind works a little bit better, but you can use odorless mineral spirits inside, whereas I wouldn't do that with traditional mineral spirits. So I'm going to get this all cleaned up, and then I'll show you a close-up. All right, so here you have the finished product for tonight. I have sanded it. I don't know if this is rendering as beautifully on the video as it looks in person, but I have sanded it and wiped it with mineral spirits. Now, what I'm gonna do, this wood has been through a lot, like a lot. So tonight I am going to glue this loose rung. I'll glue and clamp it, and then I'm also going to attempt the piece that fell off. I'm gonna see if I can't salvage that to return. I'm not entirely certain it's gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a try. It's not really necessary because this portion of the frame will be covered with fabric anyway, but I'd like to be able to give it as much stability as possible. And then tomorrow I will come in, because there's no way that I have gotten all of the finish off. I mean, it looks pretty good now, but I like to just let it sit, give it a chance to breathe. And then I'll come in tomorrow, and it will likely require another round of sanding and some touch-up spots to remove some of the original finish. And then likely all I will do is put furniture salve on this. I wouldn't dream of staining it. I think this piece is just perfect as it is. And you know, I mean, it's not like it's a dining room table, right? It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. It's an old piece, it's rustic, it just needs to be clean, uniform, and to look aesthetically pleasing. I actually think part of the charm in these pieces is when they're imperfect. So that'll be my project for tomorrow, and then tonight when I go home I am going to see if that upholstery fabric will clean up And then tomorrow I will begin reconstructing the padding for the footstool cover. But for now, I'm going to be enjoying a tasty beverage in my Dee Dee's pint glass, which are available at the shop. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for following along. I can't wait to see this piece finished, and I hope you have a great evening. Take care. Hey everybody, it's day 2 of the stool project. So as promised last night, I glued and clamped and repaired the loosened rung, as well as I reattached the portion of the frame that had fallen off when I was removing the upholstery. So this has undergone multiple rounds of the antique refinisher, then sanding, then mineral spirits, then the antique refinisher, then sanding, then mineral spirits. So I'll lift it up so you can see here. I mean, the wood's beautiful. It really is gorgeous. And you know, as I was saying yesterday, hold on, I'll keep flipping. Can you see how pretty the wood grain is? You know, I was saying yesterday, I mean, it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect. This piece has, you know, lived 2 lifetimes compared to what we could ever hope to see. So that's okay. So what I'm going to do next is seal it with some of the Wise Owl furniture salve. And the reason I'm going to do the entire piece, including this portion of the frame that is going to be covered with the fabric. And the reason I'm going to do that is because this wood is old, and as I said yesterday, it's been through a lot. It's been stripped and sanded, so I want this wood to be nourished and conditioned before I put the fabric on it, so hopefully it will last for, you know, another 150 years. So I am using the Wise Owl furniture salve. I'm going to be using the new summer scent, which you may have seen me post about earlier. Walk in the Woods. It's divine. And you can apply this with a cotton rag. You can apply it with a brush. One of my favorite things to apply it with, which I meant to grab today before I came to the shop but forgot, is an old sock that has lost its partner. They make perfect, you know, sort of nice soft cotton lint-free applicators for the salve. But because there are so many grooves in this wood, including, I'm not sure how well you can see, but including all of these holes from the tacks that have been inserted, I'm going to use some extra super fine steel wool to really, really work this salve into the wood grain. So I'm going to show you. I mean, I've told you before, this is just, it's an incredible product. All right, so I'll show you a little before and after here of, sorry, my video got interrupted, of the salve on the wood. And I'm just super gently working it in. I'll wipe off the excess in just a moment. But I want you to see how well it just burnishes this wood and makes it look so beautiful. So that is how shiny and conditioned. I'll obviously wipe off the excess, but you can see, I've said before, it's like body butter for your wood. And here, let's see if I can do this. Can you see the difference between the portion that's been salved and the portion that's not? So I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the rest of the stool and then be back in just a minute. All right, here we are. So I have finished putting the furniture salve on the stool. I'll do a little 360 view for you. And you can see there's some unevenness there in the finish. Unless I spent, you know, another 3 hours sanding and stripping to perfection, you're going to get these variations here. But like I said, I mean, this is for me what gives these pieces their charm. And it also, maybe I shouldn't be admitting this on a video. I've said this before. Oh, I don't think I went all the way around. There you go. I just think it looks incredible. So beautiful. I've said this before that I personally don't ever talk about flipping furniture. I just find it, to be kind of crass. No offense intended to those who view what they do that way. But I mean, realistically, for the amount of time that I have put just into restoring the wood on this footstool, let alone the upholstery part, in order for me to recoup my expenses, my time, and the materials, I mean, this would be like a $300 footstool, right? And I mean, no one's gonna pay that, nor should they. This is not a money-making piece for me. This was a piece that I saw languishing in an antique shop, and I felt like it deserved a second chance at life. And that's sort of the view that I take of the work we do here. Obviously, we want to be profitable. Obviously, we want to sell pieces, and we're thrilled when we do. We love seeing our pieces in the homes of our customers who've purchased them, and we're thrilled to sell the paint and all of the products, the pillows, and to generate that revenue. But the idea of flipping this, if I were going to do that, I would have just slapped a coat of paint on it, which I think personally would have been a travesty. So anyway, I am going to let the salve absorb. I will likely tomorrow do one more coat. I did a double check too. I always feel to make sure there's no rough edges after I've sanded it, just to make sure, and especially on an old piece like this, that I didn't miss anything that could snag or poke somebody. I'll do one more coat of salve on the legs, and then I'm gonna go upstairs to the fabric closet and start to pick fabric to go with it. So stay tuned.